I gotta be honest, 2020 was pretty bad. In terms of ROM hacking though, it was pretty fucking good. And so that's why I'm making this video, to give out a quick rundown of some of the best ROM hacks of 2020. I'll also give you all a quick update on current developments. Anyway, let's begin. It's a lot to talk about. The NES never fails to amaze me with ROM hacks. The Legend of Zelda Winter Solstice attempts to provide a fresh adventure for Zelda 2, with new music, maps, puzzles, and even a new story. It's very pretty and large compared to the original, although it's pretty difficult, so it might not be good for your average Joe Mama. All of the palaces have a unique theme to them, so they each stand out better. The puzzles can get pretty tricky, although the dialogue in this game got improved on so that you can find them out without needing a guide online, so that's good. Overall, a really great hack for those that want a new Zelda 2 style game. Mega Man 1 The New Lands is a complete ROM hack that provides custom levels, custom robot masters, custom music, and new graphics in every level. It also improves the controls and enemies so that it's less bullshit and more like the other Mega Man games. I'd say definitely give it a try. The Rainbow Realms 2 is the direct sequel to the Rainbow Realms, which came out in 2018. As the name implies, the hack has so much color variation that it makes every single level unique in itself. The difficulty is also perfect, with a nice balance of challenge but also fairness for casuals. It really did feel like an official Mario game, so go play it and see for yourself. Moving over to Metroid, we have Super Metroid made by Pozo. I'd say it's a pretty good hack when you consider that it's actually one of his first ones. It's actually based on the intro stage in Super Metroid, featuring a better Samus sprite and more engaging boss fights. It also has a beam and damage system that's more akin to the other Metroid games. Overall, it's a great first hack, and I hope the creator continues to create more projects. Here's a list of other great NES ROM hacks that were released this year. Now, probably the best one you should all try out is called The Legend of Zelda Perils of Darkness. This hack has had so much thought, time, and effort put into it by the creator that I just had to cover it here. It's a full ROM hack that greatly improves the graphics that rival even the Super Nintendo and has new dungeons and items. You can save the game now by simply pressing select, and the game itself is much more open compared to the original. That means you can explore and beat any dungeon in any order with rewards if you manage to beat the harder ones early. An amazing Zelda 1 hack made by the 3 Dude, who is sadly retiring from Zelda 1. Moving on to the SNES, we have Mega Man X2 The Zero Project. Developed back in 2015 by Justin309, but never released until 2020. The hack allows you to play as Zero throughout the whole game, albeit very buggy and unstable. Since then though, that same year, programmer Pyro also released a Zero and Mega Man X2 hack that's pretty much more polished and playable, so I recommend that instead. You can never beat the classics, and Super Mario Kart Deluxe further improves the original by adding 20 new tracks and 4 new battle arenas. You can also try Mario Kart SX, which also adds the same amount of new content, but this time replaces some of the characters. Super Metroid Redux is a ROM hack of a ROM hack that combines 2 ROM hacks. Yeah. Released this year and highly regarded by many to be the best way to play Super Metroid right now. It features all the gameplay adjustments from Project Base, but also adds GBA controls and also widescreen. So yeah, I'll probably check it out. And you should too. Rockman 7 EP is a full ROM hack of the Japanese version of Mega Man 7. It features the same robot masters, but they have new level layouts with new enemy patterns and also the ability to switch weapons like in Mega Man X. A greatly appreciated change to an already solid experience. In terms of Mario though, I think the best ROM hack this year was Super Mario World, a Super Mario Adventure. It's not too long or too short, with only about 50 levels, and it features new moves like the wall jump, long jump, and the flutter jump. It has a rough start to be honest, with some of the first levels being pretty generic and bad. However, it starts to get really good and quickly picks up after the first tower. It's not insanely difficult like most Mario World hacks, so I can recommend this to anyone who just wants a fun new Mario game. Here are my honorable mentions though, in case you're wondering. Let's continue with the Game Boy family. Wario Land 2 Remix is a ROM hack that adds completely new levels to Wario Land 2. I didn't actually know this was possible until now, so that's cool. It also features new graphics and art to truly give it a fresh new experience. Pokemon Factory Adventure is a nice open world ROM hack of Pokemon Red that replaces every Pokemon with fan-made ones. It has an original story and a nice challenge mode in the form of the Battle Tent from TTS. I highly recommend it if you want something weird, but also interesting to play. Speaking of Pokemon, I guess we should move on to the Game Boy Advance. When it comes to the GBA and Pokemon, these two things go together like bread and butter, or peanut butter and ketchup. Pokemon Unbound is filled with a bunch of new content that it would honestly take an entire video to cover, so here's some highlights. A new HM system, over 75 side missions, full character customization, over 50 unique songs, and a new region with a campaign and post-game. Holy shit! Another insane ROM hack that released this year was Pokemon Clover, a parody hack based on 4chan with some themes and languages that might not be suitable for everyone. I'm talking to you, little Timmy. Get the fuck out of here. Go back to Pokemon Sword and Shield. Actually, play this instead. It's probably a lot better. It features not only 2 full regions, but also 386 unique monsters designed by 4chan itself. It's pretty difficult, but not frustrating, with easy ways to level up if you really want them. You even fight the legend himself, aka Chris Chan. So this hack automatically goes into my favorites just for that. Anyway, here are my honorable Game Boy mentions. The N64 had some really great hacks this year. Not only did we get a sequel of Ocarina of Time called The Missing Link, but also a sequel of Majora's Mask called The Master of Time. Both hacks have a new story and completely original music too, and while The Missing Link takes about 4 hours to beat, Master of Time takes roughly 20 hours. Battle Kart 64 is an amazing Mario Kart 64 hack that further enhances the multiplayer, not by adding more courses, but by having more options in the battle mode. You get 2 new game styles called Hot Potato and Squish that greatly change the way you play and earn points. You get to set your own health now instead of just 3 balloons, and you can set up time matches, team matches, and even turn items off. I very much recommend playing this since it's a lot of fun, and the developer plans to add even more features and modes in the future. Hell yeah. Now there's some pretty great Mario 64 hacks this year, so it was pretty hard to pick the best one. But if I had to choose, it would have to be another Mario adventure by AG Lab 2. It has 120 stars, more than 9 levels, special missions, hidden secrets, and much more. It even has guest levels that were made by other Mario 64 hackers. The whole hack isn't too hard, but also not baby easy. It's this nice middle ground that I can recommend to anyone. Also, the art style and music stay relatively Mario-like for the most part. Kirby 64 got some new tools that allow for level editing, and so a little ROM hack called Wispy Trials was released in 2020, only meant to be a proof of concept. It only has 3 levels and a custom boss, but I'd still recommend checking it out and also keep an eye on for future projects. My absolute favorite N64 hack this year though has to be Banjo Kazooie, the Jiggies of Time. It's a fully remade adventure based on Ocarina of Time. I 100% recommend this hack to anyone who loves both Banjo and Zelda. And if you want to know more about it, then you can watch my entire video which covers the history and highlights about the game and the creator, Mark Kirko. Like I said before, there were a lot of great N64 hacks this year. So here are my honorable mentions. The DS and 3DS ROM hacking scene is still growing, but there were some interesting developments this year. New Super Mario Bros. DS received a new co-op hack by Shady and his team. It's so amazing that it makes every single level and boss from the original DS game playable with 2 people. Super Mario Bros. Next for the 3DS still has quite a while before being released, but the team decided to kindly bust out a smaller hack called SMB Next: The Lost Levels. It's a compilation of levels that were cut from the earlier builds of the game. You can download it from their webpage, which features a small description for why they got scrapped. 2020 came with the release of Pokemon DS Map Studio. This was actually huge for Pokemon DS ROM hacking because it allows them to make their own maps now, which in turn could create 2 more Gen 4 games. You got custom titles, custom regions, and even more. Just think about the possibilities. A proper Emerald remake? A dope Sinnoh remake? Oh hell yeah! I should also mention that Sky Temple was also released in 2020, which allows for Pokemon Mystery Dungeon ROM hacking on the DS. A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. It was really hard to find any DS ROM hacks to highlight, but anyway, here are some honorable mentions. It's not a lot, but they'll probably interest you. The last 2 consoles I'll cover here will be GameCube and Wii. The Legend of Pokemon Actual Sword and Shield is a cool texture mod that completely changes the entire theme of Wind Waker to feel more like a Pokemon adventure game. Almost all the enemies and NPCs were replaced, and all the items and menu icons were changed too. Link's model was replaced by Red, and there's even some options to customize how both you and your boat look in-game. It's not the most popular or even the most complex mod in terms of gameplay and level layout, but it's still cute nonetheless. Pickhacker has continued to further evolve Pikmin 2 modding after Pikmin 251 back in 2019. Since then, he has implemented 4-player multiplayer, white and purple onions, custom enemies, and even music transitions. My absolute favorite ROM hack from him this year though has to be Colossal Caverns, a roguelike hack that drops you in a single level to collect as many treasures while fighting different bosses. There's so many different options and characters to pick that I could see myself replaying this for a long time. Let me tell you that I fucking love Monkey Ball, and 2020 came with the release of Super Monkey Ball Deluxe in SMB2. It's a wonderful GameCube fan port of the original Monkey Ball Deluxe, which was exclusive to the Xbox and PS2. The ROM hack allows for more levels, increasing the total count from 150 to 300. It also adds Ultimate Mode. What's so great about this though is that it's open source too, so newer ROM hacks have started using this as a base to take advantage of the 300 level slots. They certainly didn't drop the monkey ball with this one. Remember Mario 3D All-Stars?
We did. You invited yourself!
No one likes you!
You can learn about why it sucks in this video I made, which had me recommending a little ROM hack called Super Mario Sunburn. Again, I'd like to urge everyone to play this mod, because it just makes the vanilla game so much better. I didn't really care much for Sunshine over the years, but with how much Sunburn improves the game by making it less tedious and open to play through, that I can proudly say that Sunshine is now on the same level as other Mario 3D games, in my opinion. Mario Kart Wii CTGP has officially started their 24-player beta for both online and offline races. In order to participate in the beta though, you have to become a Twitch sub for Mr. Bean. I'd like to recommend trying it out and keeping an eye on their development in the future. I'm very much excited for how this could further increase Mario Kart's Wii interest and longevity. The last mod I'm gonna cover today didn't even come out this year, but damn did it hit me like a fucking truck. Anyway, Project Plus has officially released their final version this year, which added a bunch of new aesthetics and moveset changes for characters based on the original Project M. The biggest thing in this update though was the addition of Knuckles as a fighter. So many people and streamers were playing this version that it probably gave way for a huge bump in popularity for Project Plus. And I'm honestly really happy for that. It really does feel like a continuation of the cancelled mod from 2015. And I still find myself having so much fun trying out all the characters, costumes, and stages. Melee may be sick, but Project M is thick. Anyway, here's my last list of honorable mentions for 2020. I have to go now before I realize that this is way past due and nobody fucking cares anymore.
The video
It's finished, Ren. Would you like to see it? Yeah, I suppose.